jaws, he flowed you. Last week I was fucked up, now the bugs tucked, had to brush off. She wanna brush up, nigga, what's up? I'm in the flesh again, let the blessing blitz. Diamond crescent soul, I don't fit the mold. Put it on my mama, if you in the way, I'm finna ramrod if you don't let me in. Goofy claiming that he fresh and fit, but he sweat the pussy that he never get. I'm from that cloth, I'm always fit to frame the way I cut the tie, she need a medikit. Swear to job, these niggas amateur. They waiting on me for the fall off. You be holding your breath till your face tint the same color code, they match the amethyst. Shorty won't jump my bones and dead, cause I look like $1,000,000 and the flow hit like 1,000,000 bricks. I'm ganged up, I'm moving celibate. Like I might never give a fuck again. These niggas never seen 100 bands. Finna double back and hit that lick again. I'm gifted, I'm different. Pre-roll my dope, I'm lifted. I'm floating, I'm glitching. I'm gifted, I'm lawless, I'm itching. You don't want no smoke, you jaws, he flowed you. And they say he do a little this, he do a little that. He jump out the house, he flipping in racks. I spin around block, I'm dizzy off map. I'm on your bitch, quit calling us back. And she say she finna let me hit from the back. I'm never up brand, I'm dressing all black. I step in the bitch and I lead through the back. Why you move so Stevie Wonder? Many niggas ain't got no vision. I done peeped that shit you talking. I done seen your true intention. Yeah. I probably never give a fuck again. These niggas never seen 100 bands. Finna double back and hit that lick again. I'm gifted, I'm different. Pre-roll my dope, I'm lifted. I'm floating, I'm glitching. I'm gifted, I'm lawless, I'm itching. You don't want no smoke, you jaws, he flowed you.
Yes, mic check. Let me see. Y'all let me know if everything sounds good, man. The audio, everything, the mic, everything, man. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody pulling up bright and early, man. I appreciate that. My brother Ruben, locked in. You know, my brother Molly's in the building. My brother Chris, Ice Cream Darkness is in the building, people. What's going on out here, man? Talk to me. My brother Michael West stepped up in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Talk to me, people. October the 9th, ladies and gentlemen. We here, man. We here. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me put something. Okay, let me bring this down. All right, people. So welcome in, man. Make sure y'all smashing the like button as y'all come on in here, man. Check this out. You know, I'm taking time out of my Ghost of Yote playthrough to be here, people. You know, make sure y'all smashing that like button for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all being here, man. I've been enjoying Yote, man. It's an incredible game, you know? It's an incredible game so far. So if you haven't checked it out, man, I highly suggest you do, man. I have about 40, I think it said like 40 hours. I'm in that range, like the 38 to 41 hour range. And I've only gotten to how many? 2. I've only gotten to 2 of the Yote 6. But I'm gonna start picking it up. Cause I've been busy like doing like the side content and things like that. It takes you places where when you trying to get to an objective, you can easily get sidetracked and go do something else. You know? So I'm gonna start getting to it. I'm gonna start getting to the main mission. To see if I could, get through at least the campaign, and I'll continue on like doing everything else after I'm done. Because at this rate, bro, I'll be in here 80 plus hours and still be, with the 3 out of 6 of the Yote 6. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna see what happens, man. But the game is incredible, man. The game is incredible, people. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. The one thing I would love to see how this game looks and runs on the base PS5. I haven't gotten the chance to see that. Let me see what some of y'all saying here. Mark said he made a video on PlayStation talking about shit consumers have no idea what it is. Yeah. Those videos, I don't know who we're gonna look at it here, but I don't know who their audience is, right? Their intended audience, because I gotta keep it a stack. I don't know. I really don't know much about PC, so I really don't know about that rasterization and do what all that stuff that they talking about. Like, they gotta find somebody. This is what I think. They need to find somebody to simplify that for the general audience, because not everybody's gonna know about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody grew up on PCs and knowing about all these stuff. So they got to come to a medium where it's like, this is what it is. All right. Let me simplify this for you. You're going to get this much more of this. You're going to get this much more of this. And now you see when you playing your games and sometimes it's doing this and it's doing that. Well, this time you're going to be able to do this, and like that. They need to do something like that, because I'm pretty sure the majority of the people do not understand what's being said. You know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to sell PlayStation 6, you got to be able to sell that to the general public. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yes. we done with PC. PS6 is day one. You getting a PS6, Molly? I mean, me personally, I'm done buying consoles. I'm not buying any more consoles. I'm done. Those days are over with for me. You know, the PS5 Pro is the last console that I got. That's it. It stops right there with me, people. From here on out, if I'm trying to get something, it'll be, you know, upgrading my PC. That's pretty much it. You know? But yeah, man. Yeah, I make sure I smash that like button before we get into these topics here, man. Appreciate y'all being here. Yes, sir. Yep. I'm loving Ghost. I got 50 hours in, and I'm just getting into chapter 2. Oh, yeah. And the crazy part about it, because I'm thinking about doing a review of the game when I'm done. I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I've never done one. So it'll be like new to me, right? So I'm pretty sure the things that I'm gonna say, everybody else is saying it because that's just the truth, the reality of the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's unbelievable. The game is fire, bro. The game is fire. And it shows you that this is how you make a sequel to a game. You know what I'm saying? You know how what you call it? How people always complain about sequels, right? Like, oh, it's the same thing, right? This is how you're supposed to do a sequel. We coming from Tsushima to this. The fast loading, the SSD, the different weapons that you got now, right? There's a lot of different things you could do. So I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm gonna leave that for the review that I do. All right. But yeah, man. We're gonna get into these topics here. Yeah, that's the one thing, Ruben. That's the one thing, the cutscenes. And it's something I didn't like in Tsushima, and I don't like it now. Is the cutscenes. It's a lot of cutscenes. Every time you run into somebody, cutscene, you can't skip it. and it's just like you gotta sit through it, and it's like I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that one. Lots of gore. Yeah, ice cream. Lots of gore. I did try the one with the music. What's it called? The mode that you put the lo-fi music on and things like that. Yeah, it was cool, but I took it off. It's not my style. It's not my style. I've been playing too much Digimon. Yeah, I tried that Digimon. What you call it? The demo. I played the Digimon demo. I liked it. I liked the demo. It was fire. My screenshots are all on base. Oh, you on base? Oh, okay. So you gotta let me know, Molly, if you playing Yote on base. Like, does it look? You know, I'm sure it's not gonna look just as good as on the Pro, but does it look good? Is it running good? Everything else? We're gonna get into it right now, people. 2 more minutes and we're gonna get into the topics, all right? I'm taking time out of my Yote gameplay, man, to be here with y'all, man. Y'all make sure I smash that like button, man. Facts. You understand what I'm saying? Facts. I gotta tell you, I thought about this live like 3 times. I say, yo, I could be playing Yote right now. I said, damn, should I just make a video and keep it moving? Because that's what I've been doing lately. I just drop videos, upload it, get back to playing. You know what I'm saying? But we're here, people. We're here. It's all good. I will play Yote when it comes out on PC. But man, the unskippable cutscenes. Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that. Oh, I'm definitely buying this game on PC when it comes out. I'm definitely getting it on PC. It's gonna look incredible. And I gotta tell you, this game, I gotta say, with the Ray Tracing Pro mode, it's like the true first game that is taking advantage of the PS5 Pro. It's like the first game that is doing that. You know, it's making you use the controller, the DualSense controller. You're doing things with that, right? Even though they're a little gimmicky or whatever, but you're still using it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you advertised, the DualSense to have all these features, right? But even though it might be a little gimmicky, but you're using it at the end of the day, right? So, I mean, that's a plus. The ray tracing in this game is ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous, bro. It's unbelievable. There's a couple areas, like when you get into these real dark, like when you go into a cave, it gets like real dark and I could barely see anything. But this is not the first game that's happened to me with. Like, that happened to me with Expedition 33. There's a lot of places that you will go and it'll be like completely dark, bro. And you can't see nothing, you know? So I got some of that in Yote as well. I did get some of that. Yo, my brother Lazy is in the building, people. What's good, my brother? I think it's the best sequel out of all PS4. Oh yeah, this is how you make a sequel right here. This is how you make a sequel. Like, the only thing I wish Yote had that'll definitely would have taken it to another level was if it would have had something like the flying kite that they have in Rise of the Ronin. That you could basically get on a kite and just glide through the map and stuff. If they would have put that in Ghost of Yote, I swear right now, I would have pinned it for Game of the Year. Right? It would have had my stamp. No questions asked. It would have had my stamp. Because that, to me, something like that, like implementing something like that, would have taken the game to another level. And people would have been like, yo, Like, look at the scenery from up here, from gliding on the kite and things like that. Like, it would have definitely took off, bro. It would have took off. Because even right now, you're going to see people at, oh, it's the same thing. Like Skillup. Skillup did a review on Yote, right? What he was saying, oh, it's pretty much Tsushima 1.5 or whatever, you know, which I think he's wrong, but that's his opinion. But, you know, you're riding a horse, even though the open world is 20 times better than Tsushima was, the open world in Yote is 20 times better. But, you know, you still act like riding a horse with empty field. You know, you're doing all these things that you were doing in Tsushima, but it is much better. But something like that, to me, would have kicked it into high gear. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Heights MDs in the building. What's good, my brother? Okay. And I could skip cutscenes in Death Stranding 2. Yeah. Smooth gifted, no complaints. All right, cool, bet. I hope Switch 2 gets a new Diddy Kong Racing. Me too, my brother. I used to love Diddy Kong Racing, bro. I love that game, bro. When it came out, that game was fire. I enjoyed it. I beat it. Got the platinum 8 out of 10. That's fire. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's enjoying this game, bro. Everybody, bro. You know? It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, that platinum is crazy. I gotta get to it. You see, that's the thing. You beat the game already. I just beat the second out of the 6. So now I'm making my way to the 3rd. I gotta speed up the process. I gotta get to it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that shit will be beautiful in Yote. Yeah, you right? Yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, they should have put something like that in the game, bro. Man, you throw yourself off of Mount Yote with a kite and you just gliding through the whole map, bro. That shit would have been crazy, bro. What? I don't know how they didn't think about that, bro. That would have broken the game. That right there would have put it at Game of the Year. Stamped, signed, sealed, delivered. Here you go, Jeff Keighley. This is it right here. I didn't even see the review. We're going to get into the topics right now, people. That's it. We're done. We're going to get into it, people. I know y'all waiting for the topics. This is the best looking horse. Yeah, I agree, bro. This is fire, bro. Well, I don't know, but it's fire. Because there's a lot of, you know, other games out there that's still holding up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like Skillup's review. I didn't even see his review. I just heard, I forgot from who, that they was like that Skillup didn't like it or something like that. That he basically called it Tsushima 1.5. He was comparing it to Hell Is Us and all these smaller titles. I had to click off the video. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look at that review. All right, people. So let's get into these topics, man. Y'all let me know if everything sounds good, everything sounds clear. All right. Let's get to these topics here. Let me load this a little bit. Okay, right there. All right, people. All right, so like, share, subscribe, hype the video, do all that good stuff for your boy. We in here, people. Let's get into these topics, right? So for the first topic here, okay? For the first topic here, we're going to shift over to WCCF Tech, okay? Now, I did happen to see this whole video on YouTube, but we're not going to watch this video here. If y'all want me to leave it in the chat so y'all could go ahead and look at it yourselves. It's a very good video, okay? This is the Laura Fryer video. on Xbox. It's a really good video. But we're gonna look at this article here, okay? Let me pick this up a little so y'all can see it. Okay, here it is. All right. So one of the founders of the Xbox platform, Laura Fryer, published a new video on her personal YouTube channel to share her thoughts on the current state of Xbox, specifically Xbox Game Pass, following the service price hike and the rising cost of the consoles, and she did not mince words. She calls out Xbox leadership for being in a bubble and for listening to player feedback and for not listening to player feedback. She called the video Microsoft published that went over the price changes to Xbox Game Pass tone deaf and said that it is further confirmation that the bubble at Xbox is real. Leadership doesn't understand what made them great. That yes man culture that took over in 2008 only got worse. And it's the result a crazy price increase for their fans after announcing that Game Pass had made $5 billion in revenue. And remember, with that $5 billion, they didn't include how much they spending on Game Pass, right? And also they didn't include how much the money they spend on their first party studios games that are being developed. So they didn't include that. So you think about that, okay? That's not that $5 billion that they mentioned. They didn't break it down. They left out a lot of components, okay? Let's keep going though. She also says, with these price hikes, it feels like a betrayal, like greed over gaming, okay? Fryer directly calls out what the platform has lost in recent years. Elements like a dedicated console that was the anchor of the ecosystem, exclusive first-party titles that drove identity, and what she called a true partnership that used to exist between Xbox and game developers. Xbox wasn't created to sell hardware. It was about creating a closed loop where Xbox owned the customer's relationship and the developer relationship. It was bigger than just one product. She continues to say, there is no reason to stay within the Xbox ecosystem, saying, this is an Xbox is destroying all of the brand value built over the years. It was meant to be an exclusive message where everyone is welcome, but it ended up hollowing out the brand because if everything is an Xbox, then nothing really is. Before the video's conclusion, Fryer admits that she can understand the business reasons pushing the platform away from consoles and hardware and towards services like Game Pass, but stands firm that current leadership doesn't understand players or game developers. She does caveat that while she was part of building the brand, she and other founding members of the team often felt like they didn't know what they were doing. It's from that perspective that she calls the current leadership incompetent and says that all of these poor decisions could come down to Xbox's leaders just trying things. Another quote, I can't say for sure where this is headed. It appears that Xbox is moving towards cloud gaming and away from hardware, but it's also could be that they're just incompetent, that they just don't understand what they're doing and they're trying things. It should be said that Fryer is no longer with Xbox or Microsoft and hasn't been for some time. She also clearly seems nostalgic for the period of Xbox and the video game industry that simply isn't coming back. But that doesn't make her point about what the current Xbox leadership is doing to the brand and what the results of these price hikes are outright wrong. All right, cool. All right, so that's the article right there, okay? Also, another thing that she points out in the video was that they didn't put here was that she said that originally the Xbox was never supposed to be a console, right? They were supposed to stick to PC because that's what they were known for, things like that. And she felt like they would have been more successful. But with the popularity of the consoles, right? all the from the previous Nintendos and all that to the latest with the PS1, the PS2 coming. They felt the pressure to want to get into that market because it was becoming so popular. So that's what she said in the video, that they decided to shift over to the console market instead of sticking to PC, which we see with the original Xbox, what they were trying to do, which was, and their message, which they clearly wanted to be a PC. So they didn't put that in this article here. Yeah, they didn't put that here, but she said it in the video. But yeah, I'm going to leave the link in the chat so y'all could go ahead and listen to it. It's a really good video. She goes back in time, like for in the history of Xbox, and you know how they came about doing things and things like that. So, I mean, she hit the nail on the head with this one. You know what I'm saying? Like everything she said is true. You know, if everything is an Xbox, then nothing really is. You know, and it's a shame. And this is what I keep saying when Phil Spencer made that comment about, you know, they can't catch up to PlayStation anymore because they already built their digital library. And I don't agree with that, bro. Competition, you just gotta stick to making great games. You got the titles under your belt to do it. It's just that y'all don't want to do it. Y'all looking somewhere else, and you don't need to be doing that. When we was coming into the next generation of gaming with the Series X and the PS5, you had your chance right there. And like I said, it's the same thing I said with Battlefield and Call of Duty. Battlefield got to start somewhere, right? You got to start Battlefield could have given up. It's crazy, right? You look at that example, Battlefield versus COD. After 2042, they could have given up and said, you know what? Call of Duty got it. We ain't coming back from this. There's no way. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You got to start somewhere. They stuck to it. Build the game the right, correct way. You know what the gamers want, right? Give it to them. You're in the business. You're supposed to be a realism, FPS war game. You know what the gamers want. So stick to that. That's what they did. Fast forward, Battlefield 6 is coming out tomorrow. Guess what? We saw the Call of Duty beta come out. It was straight trash. Now guess what? Look at the position where Battlefield is at right now. Like, they're in a position to dethrone Call of Duty. They put the pressure on Call of Duty, bro, because we're going to get into the article a little bit later. But this is what happens when you stick to it, right? This is what happens when you stick to it. You do things like that. So I don't believe when Phil said that, you throwing in the white towel. I don't agree with that. I mean, you throwing in the towel, excuse me. You're waving the white flag. Sorry about that. But yeah, I didn't agree with that. Anyways, coming back to Laura Fryer, man. This was an incredible video. I agree with everything that she said. I'm going to leave this in the link on the chat so y'all can go ahead and listen to it. Unbelievable video that she made, man. Yeah, I agree. Listen, man. Xbox is dead. All right? Let me just end this with this, right? Xbox, as you know it, is dead. These people don't know what they're doing. Like she said, they don't know. If you've been looking at my recent videos, just look at all those examples. They don't know what they're doing. With the latest one, Forza Horizon 6 is going to be a timed exclusive on Xbox. It makes no sense. You saying there's no red lines. Everything is an Xbox. You throwing all your exclusives over to the rival platform. And then you come out Forza Horizon 5. Wait, Forza Horizon 5 sells like crazy. A 4-year-old game on PlayStation. Now this new highly anticipated Forza Horizon 6 that is set to be in Japan, right? Coming out. And now you saying, hold on a second, we ain't done yet. It's going to be a timed exclusive. I'm confused. I don't know what else I could say about these people, man. It's ridiculous at this point. Xbox is dead. Now, everything else, you want to throw Microsoft, you want to do this, Game Pass, whatever. What? Cool. But the Xbox that we've known for the past 20 years, Xbox is dead. That Xbox, gone. Go get your ROG Ally X's. Go get your PCs and everything else. Go subscribe to Game Pass. Go do what you got to do. $30 a month if you want to be a console gamer. They're literally trying to take you away from the console. It's literally what they're doing. I can't make sense. I cannot make sense of any of this that's happening with Microsoft. I can't. I'm telling you, bro. I be trying to think like, let me see what they trying to do. Or is it that they want to do this? Are they looking at this avenue where this is happening? And then they'll come out next week and throw a curveball. And I'm like, bro, what are we doing here? I mean, my goodness. These people are ridiculous. Unbelievable. Anyways, man, we're going to leave it right there. We're going to drop a bomb for this, man. Listen, man, we got to drop a bomb for Laura Fryer, man. I highly suggest y'all go and check that video out, man. I'm going to leave that link in the description, all right? Y'all let me know here, man. We're going to keep it moving, people. To the next topic here. Let me see what y'all saying. Oh, y'all having a conversation? I bet. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna move on, people, to the next topic here. Because now we got this. And this right here is the disaster. Another example of, the disaster that's happening over at Microsoft. I mean, read that, bro. Read that right there. Halo Studios veteran art director departs. He will share his story when it is absolutely safe to do so. Unbelievable. Let's get into this. A longtime Halo art director has left Halo Studios, saying he'll share his full story when it is absolutely safe next year. Halo Studios, the recently rebranded team behind Xbox's flagship sci-fi series, is currently working on multiple new projects. Since switching from 343 Industries to the more focused Halo Studios name, the team has been rebuilding its internal structure, moving to Unreal Engine 5, and teasing a fresh start for the IP. There's also been a ton of rumors and leaks around one specific unannounced Halo game. The remake of Halo Combat Evolved. According to the recent reports, the remake is said to be built using a mix of UE5 and legacy Halo tech, specifically a modified reach-based BLAM engine for movement and combat. Sprinting has reportedly been added, which is something that a lot of people were thinking about because it's like that game is so old. You couldn't sprint, so now they're adding that. And also, you couldn't aim. It was only hip fire. So they're going to have to add that to the game as well. You know what I'm saying? That game is so outdated. But anyways. But despite this public-facing momentum, signs are pointing to serious trouble behind the scenes at Halo Studios. Okay, so here we go. Earlier this month, Glenn Israel, a veteran art director who had worked on Halo for nearly 2 decades, announced his departure. In a message shared on LinkedIn, Israel wrote, let's highlight this. This is where we at. Quote, as of today, and after 17 long years, I am officially no longer contributing to the Halo universe. There is little more I can say for the moment, though I intend to share this particular story in its entirety when it is absolutely safe to do so next year. So we're going to have to wait till next year, and we're going to get it popping up in here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all keep it locked, because we coming in with the thunder next year, people. God willing, Jesus keeps me alive. You know what I'm saying? On this beautiful earth. In the meantime, I have a message for anyone and everyone who needs to hear it. I know that the state of our industry seems dire, but never forget that you are free to choose. No illusion of security nor promise of wealth or fame or power is worth trading away your health, your dignity, your ethics, or values, and no one can force you to. Stay strong, take evidence when necessary, and find where you belong. We need to drop a bomb for this man right here, man. I couldn't have said it any better. I mean, my goodness. Ain't this what I be preaching all the time? I keep telling y'all, these people are ridiculous out here. I mean, I don't understand. The power is in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. I keep trying to tell y'all that, but y'all won't listen to me. Y'all be thinking I'm capping and things like that. The power is in your hands. Whether you know it or not, it is. Okay? And I'm going to show you another reason about that in just after this one I'm going to show you. Okay? And this is when I be looking at all these other like people, you know what I'm saying? Like just becoming basically spokespeople for these companies. And that's why I get so angry, because it's like, bro, don't do that. Like take a chance on yourself. Grow the community. It's all good to go back and forth with the little console war when it was healthy, but now it's unhealthy at this point. It's not helping the gaming space as a whole. So now everything is going downhill. So listen, man, I gotta give him props for standing on business, right? Because that's what he did. And nothing, right, is worth trading, your dignity, your health, your ethics, your values, things like that. Stick with it, and you'll get there. All right? With strong faith, you'll get there. That's it right there. That's what he had to say. We're going to have to wait for next year. And by the way, the Halo championship, I forgot when it's, I think it's this month. I think it's the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. We will be going live for that because they do have an announcement for the next Halo, whatever that is. They're going to share it, a deep dive. So we will be here. So keep it locked, people. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. This is another example of what's going on within Microsoft, bro. It's crazy, bro. We got layoffs coming in Q1 2026. Over 9,000. They saying that it's going to be another 9,000 employees being fired over there. We've had all these studio closures, game cancellations, games coming out poorly optimized. Besides all that, trash games at that. Okay, let's put away the bad optimization, the firings, everything else, right? Because the main thing about this whole thing is the game. Even the games that they've come out with have been trash. I mean, my goodness. Well, what can we do here? This is why I don't understand how these people like get behind this company. Like, bro, shut it down. Shut it down, bro. Y'all all should be getting together and be, yo, we gotta shut this shit down right now. We gotta get to the bottom of this. They keep telling you we're gonna do this. You go, you vouch for them. They turn around the next week. Nah, we're gonna do this now. Oh, all right, cool. They do that. You vouch for them, and they turn around next week. Matter of fact, we're gonna go this way. This way? Yeah, this way. What y'all need? Y'all need a little interview? I'm available next week. It'll boost up your platform. Oh, word? Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that, Phil. That's what be going on, bro. And it's like at this point, I could care less if Microsoft is in gaming or not. I could care less, bro. What? There's no need to feel any pity or feel bad for a $3 trillion corporation. There's no need for that. They put themselves in that hole. Let them stay there. Let somebody else try to come in and compete. I could care less if Microsoft isn't involved in gaming. Bobby Kotick told them, get the hell out. You don't even know what you're doing. And this is what I be talking about. You got Gears E-Day and the new Halo and the new Forza game. You got it right here. What the hell are you doing? Halo got the chance to be one of the greatest comeback stories of all time. Of all time. This game right here has the potential to do that. To bring Xbox back. If there's one game, it's this one. It's not Gears. Because I know a lot of people love Gears and they're excited for E-Day. But the one game that has the potential to bring Xbox back from the dead is this one right here. And they somehow are finding all the ways to fumble that. It's ridiculous, bro. I can't vouch for you. I can't do nothing for you. You're giving me nothing. So what you want me to do? This is crazy, bro. Listen, man, what he's gonna share next year, because I'm sure he's on the NDA and things like that. He can't say nothing, right? He got to wait a year after he's let go to actually speak about it and things like that. But I'm sure we got to keep an eye out for this man, bro, because he's gonna drop some bombs up in there. I'm telling you right now. If he said this, right? If he said this right here, no fame or power or wealth is worth trading away for your health, your dignity, your ethics. That means they got them people over there doing some wild shit. They got them people over there bugging out. Anyways, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one, man. We're going to keep it moving, man. We're going to keep it moving, people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, shout out to my brother Albert. He's in the build. Yo, Albert, yo, what's good with you, my brother? Yo, you ain't got no love for me no more, bro. Damn. Yo, what's good with you, bro? Yo, I appreciate you being here, though, my brother. Yo, I gotta drop a bomb for my brother Albert, man. Yo, my brother Lunchi just stepped in the building, people. Lunchi, what's good? I'd sell my soul for a Halo comeback. Oh, snap. Yo, it's crazy out here, bro. It's scary hours over there, bro. It's scary hours. I can't. Like the last couple videos, bro. And I never do that. If you notice all my videos, I've never done that. Where I've used the same thumbnail for like 3 or 4 videos in a row. I've never done that. Like, this is my first time doing that, bro. But these people give me no choice. It's like, I don't know what else to do. I'm like, bro, I'm thinking of a thumbnail, and I'm like, let me see what I'm gonna do for this thumbnail. Let me see. Should I put this? Should I put this? And I'm thinking, and I'm like, for what? I already got the perfect thumbnail. Xbox is dead. That's it. It got a nice graphics. It got a nice controller right there. A nice little background. It's the perfect thumbnail. I'm just going to keep using it whenever I got to talk about Xbox at this point. Because it's like, bro. It's like, bro, for what? This is crazy, bro. Anyways, man, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one, man. Y'all let me know how I feel about this one, man. We're going to keep it moving, people. Because apparently, and we're going to get into the PlayStation news right after this one, right? Because apparently, Black Ops, Battlefield 6 got them shook, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you compete. Phil Spencer needs to take notice of what the hell is going on here. Black Ops, Call of Duty has been the best-selling game for like the past 6 years, bro. Or probably even longer than that. Like I said, Battlefield could have called it quits after 2042. They could have called it quits. Like, yo, we done. Ain't no coming back from this one. And here we are. Look how they got Black Ops. Let me read you this real quick, right? There's what they had to say. We've heard the community discussion and dialogue around lobby disbanding. And as we mentioned earlier during the beta, we're focused on keeping players together from match to match more often. Today, we're excited to announce that we'll have persistent lobbies at launch for Black Ops 7. We're committed to improving these experiences for players, and we'll be sharing more details soon. Also, in addition to persistent lobbies, Activision also announces that an open matchmaking with minimal skill consideration will be the default for the Black Ops 7 multiplayer. In other terms, that means that skill-based matchmaking is being taken out of Black Ops 7. Bro, that is huge news. I mean, when you put these companies with their backs against the wall, this is what happens. This is what I be trying to tell y'all. But you see, this community is too busy going back and forth at each other. This is what I be trying to tell everybody. It's all good to be doing things like that. But when it's time to come together to do something, to make the games better, you got to do that. You got to do that. Because it's the only way you're going to fix it. You're not going to fix it any other way. Quote, simply put, imagine the matchmaking experience of open mosh pit from the beta, but as the standard in Black Ops 7 on day one. I didn't get to play the beta. I don't know if it's still open. If it is, I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to play for like an hour because I got to see what it is. Our team feels strongly about providing players with a more varied experience, and the beta proved to be a great opportunity to test this approach. We'll be sharing more details as we get closer to launch. That's all they got to say. All right. So remember when Call of Duty and Activision, when they said, we're too strong, we're too, what they said? We are too popular to be dethroned or something, to be scared or something like that. I forgot what they said, but it was something between those lines. Like, we're too popular to be worrying about Battlefield 6. Fast forward. Just like Marathon. Remember what happened when I said about Marathon? With the latest report that came out, I put it in the video. One of my most recent ones, right? They came out all cocky, just like Activision. We're not doing solo QAs. This game is not about solos. We want a team. Oh, you can't see the Marathon ship right now. That's later on down the line. Take what we're giving you. Proximity chat. We don't want proximity chat. We don't want that. So y'all gonna have to deal with it. That brings too much drama. We don't want to deal with all that. Fast forward. The latest report. They got proximity chat. You can now play on the Marathon ship. And guess what? And guess what? They got a solo QA, according to the latest rumors to come out of the Marathon playtest. They got a solo QA. I mean, my goodness. And here we are with Activision. Oh, yeah. We heard you. All of a sudden. Oh, we heard y'all. The matchmaking, the lobbies, because remember the whole thing about the matchmaking was you got a couple rounds in you, right? They see you doing good, but like, oh, it's been 2 or 3 matches already that he's been getting like 10 plus skills. That means he's good. Throw him in there in the sweaty lobbies. And then that 4th match, you start getting scraped. That's what they're talking about. So now, what they're doing now is, if you want to stay with that same lobby that y'all been in for the past 3 rounds, y'all could now do that. So if you had a good time, if y'all enjoying the competition between y'all and your team and that team and things like that, they will no longer be swapping y'all out and putting you into the sweaty lobby. That's what they talking about, which has been a complaint for I don't know how many years already. And now that they see Battlefield 6 is on the horizon, look at what they're doing. They've been hearing about all of this since the beta of Battlefield 6. They saw that it had over 500,000 players on Steam alone. And they were trying to act like they all cocky. We ain't worried about Battlefield. We too big to be dethroned. We know we Call of Duty. And there you go. A trash ass Call of Duty reveal that we live streamed here the other couple weeks ago. Trash. Nothing looks exciting for this game. And here they go. Here you are. Here. This is what happens right here, people. This is what happens right here. This is what happens. And also, let me show you this. All of a sudden, staying on Call of Duty, right? All of a sudden, Activision says that almost 98.8% of Black Ops 7 beta matches are free of cheaters. All of a sudden. They wasn't saying nothing about this when we had that video clip where the guy was shooting them through the wall. And they ain't come out saying nothing like this. All of a sudden, Team Ricochet, right here, Activision's anti-cheat, has revealed that almost 98.8% of Black Ops 7 beta games as of day 5 are free of cheaters. This percentage has been rising with every beta day, pointing to an effective system. Why it matters, even before the beta's launched, the studio stated that there will be cheaters, but it is confident in its anti-cheat system, and the stats show that confidence was right. So this is the chart right here. Yeah. But anyways, this is it right here at 98.8 right here. As of 10/6. But anyways, right? You see what happens? This is what happens right here. Now, they could be lying. They could be telling the truth. I don't know. But the fact that they had to make this a statement, the fact that they had to put this out there for us to see in order to get what? Excited for the game. Oh, there's no more cheaters in COD. Yo, they got it down pat. Let's go. Let's go back. We could now enjoy Call of Duty. This is the message behind this article. They're trying to get us to say, oh, we could now enjoy Call of Duty multiplayer because there's no cheaters. This is how they're trying to get you in the door. Things like this, they're trying to get you back in the door. Because they know that everybody's leaving for Battlefield 6. They see it. So this is what happens. Anyways, that's it for Call of Duty. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're free of cheaters because everyone holding the X-ray vision sniper rifle. Facts. Let's drop a bomb for that. You absolutely right. Because I forgot about that. They took the cheating of shooting through the wall and they actually put it into the game as a perk. So that's why there's no cheaters. My goodness. This is crazy. This is crazy. They're not carrying over skins because of the whole backlash. Yup. You pay for your bunny suit. I want to use my bunny suit. You can't use that no more. If I wanted to play an extraction shooter, I'd just play Tarkov. Nah, my brother. Arc Raiders is on the horizon, my brother. I don't know if you got to play Arc Raiders, but Arc Raiders is fire. If you haven't, they have their open beta in, I believe it's the 17th or the 18th, I believe. I highly suggest you go ahead and check that out if you want to play an extraction shooter. Because there's no other extraction shooter that's competing with Arc Raiders right now. Like, there's no extraction shooter competing with that. I'm sorry. The amount of fun that you're going to have in that game is crazy, bro. It's crazy. You just got to have your crew with you. You got to have your crew. If you don't got your crew, then just like any other multiplayer game, you're not going to get that experience. But if you got your crew, listen, man. I don't know what other extraction shooter could compete with that. Third person, the vibe of the game is fire, right? The sounds that you get are like realistic. They even put out a trailer of just the sounds that you get in the game. That's how good it is. It's a beautiful game, bro. And it's UE5, bro. And at the time of that beta, they could have released the early access back then. So I could only imagine how good the game is running right now with all that time they had in between. It's fire, bro. Open beta, the 17th to the 19th, right there. Yeah, Arc Raiders is $40. I don't know if y'all saw, but Arc Raiders is being bundled with any 50 series, RTX 50 series, that you purchase. It's gonna come with the bundle, with the digital deluxe bundle at that. I don't know if you knew that, okay? So that means any 50 series card that you buy, or any 50 series, if it comes with a desktop or a laptop or anything with a 50 series, you will get Arc Raiders for free. So just keep that in mind, okay? All right, so we're gonna keep moving, right? We're gonna get into this Mark Cerny jump off. Let me pause this. We're gonna get into this Mark Cerny jump off here. So here we go, people. All right. Now, question. Do y'all want to watch the video, or do y'all just want me to read you the points that they made here over on VGC? I'm going to leave that up to y'all. Okay. I'm going to leave that up to y'all. What y'all want me to do? The video is about 8 minutes. I got the video right here. It's about 8 minutes. So y'all let me know. Should we sit through it, or do you want me to just read some of these things? Y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I'm saying? These are facts, people. We in here, ladies and gentlemen. We in here. We in here. You want to watch it? I bet. So let's watch the video. For my PC heads in here, y'all gonna be able to understand this more than me. Let's get it. Hold up.
We've been working some.
Okay. Let me pick this up. This is in 4K.
We've been working some seriously cool gaming tech with Sony, and I couldn't think of a better person to walk us through it than my good friend, Mark Cerny. Mark, thank you so much for coming out to Austin.
My pleasure.
I've asked Mark to join me to pop open the box and give you a peek at some of the gaming breakthroughs we've been working on together behind the scenes.
Yes, we've been busy, that's for sure. So today it seemed like it might be fun to share a bit about the brand new technologies being developed, starting with our collaboration under Project Amethyst to create the machine learning technologies of the future.
As every gamer knows, it takes a complex set of system expertise to get your setup and games to deliver the highest possible experience. As we progress together, the future brings us to real-time physics, cinematic lighting, efficient asset streaming, and keeping everything in sync across a CPU and GPU with super low latency. Trying to brute force that with raw power alone just doesn't scale. That's why we're combining traditional rasterization with neural acceleration. And machine learning isn't just a neat trick anymore. It's become a real tool for developers. Smarter pipelines, cleaner visuals, smoother gameplay, and more headroom to create the worlds we want to all get lost in. And that's what FSR is all about.
AI.
FSR and PSR actually come from deep co-engineering between Sony and AMD. Co-engineering the neural networks that power both technologies. And going forward, more and more what you see on screen, the detail, the fidelity, the atmosphere, it will be touched or enhanced by ML. And that means we're not just hitting new technical benchmarks, we're getting closer to the vision of the artists and creators behind the games.
And the challenge comes in how we implement.
So basically, right? Oh man, I'm getting a phone call. So basically, hold on. They need the power of AI. They need, the upscalers. That's basically what I heard there. If they're saying that the rasterization, is not enough, raw power, they need AI. You know what that's what I'm getting from this.
These systems. The neural networks found in technologies like FSR and PSSR are incredibly demanding on the GPU. They're both computationally expensive and require speedy access to large amounts of memory. The nature of the GPU fights us here. It's made up of a large number of compute units, and problems are therefore typically broken up into bite-sized pieces to enable the individual compute units to tackle them. And there's a downside to that. Subdividing a problem can cause inefficiency, or even force us to give up and find a different approach.
Exactly. And that challenge got us thinking, and what came out of it is something we're calling neural arrays. Here's the idea. Instead of having a bunch of compute units all working on their own, we built a way for them to team up, to actually share data and process things together like a single focused AI engine. Now, we're not linking the entire GPU into one mega unit. That'll be a cable management nightmare. But we are connecting CUs with each shader engine in a smart, efficient way. And that changes the game for neural rendering. Bigger ML models, less overhead, more efficiency, and way more scalability as workloads grow.
Neural arrays will allow us to process a large chunk of the screen in one go, and the efficiencies that come from that are going to be a game changer as we begin to develop the next generation of upscaling and denoising technologies together.
With neural arrays, we're unlocking a whole new level of performance for ML, not just faster, but more capable. That means better FSR, better ray regeneration, and brand new ML power features we're just starting to imagine. All working in real time, right on the GPU. And we're just getting started. As we look ahead, you also see dedicated innovations that bring cinematic rendering to an entirely new level.
Another area we've been focusing on has been ray tracing. When I look at its broad usage on PlayStation 5 for reflections, shadows, and global illumination, it's difficult to believe that it's been just 5 years since ray tracing was introduced.
Definitely, Mark. And now with path tracing becoming more central to real-time graphics, the demands on GPU just continue to grow. That's why we've been pushing hard to go beyond the current approach to help developers bring even more realism and cinematic lighting into their games.
But the challenge is that the current approach has reached its limit. To perform ray tracing today, a shader program has to juggle two very different responsibilities. One is ray traversal, digging through complex data structures to locate where the millions of rays being cast hit the millions of triangles in the scene geometry. When there are intersections, that same shader program has to also be doing its usual work of shading the scene, using texture and lighting information and the like.
And we spent the past 2 years rethinking the entire path tracing pipeline from hardware to software. Earlier this year at Computex, we introduced neural radiance caching, a key part of FSR Redstone. Now, we're building on that with Radiance Cores, a new dedicated hardware block designed for unified light transport. It handles ray tracing and path tracing in real time, pushing line performance to the whole new level. Together, these form a brand new rendering approach for AMD. Radiance Cores takes full control of ray transversal, one of the most compute-heavy parts of the process. And that frees up the CPU for geometry and simulation, and lets the GPU focus on what it does best, shading and lighting. The result? A cleaner, faster, and more efficient pipeline built for the next generation of ray trace games.
There's a significant speed boost that comes from putting the traversal logic in hardware, and a further boost that comes from having that hardware operate independently from the shader cores. On top of those performance increases, there's other features in the works too, such as flexible and efficient data structures for the geometry being ray traced. Overall, I'm really looking forward to the time when we can get Radiance Cores into the hands of game creators.
And we're excited to see how developers push ray tracing and path tracing even further with these tools. And here's the thing, whether it's ML or ray tracing, they both hit the same bottleneck. Current GPU memory bandwidth limitations hinder the seamless adoption of next-gen rendering techniques, requiring significantly more bandwidth to handle 4K plus textures and ray tracing denoising masks for smooth asset streaming. And that's where a final piece of news comes in, and yeah, it's a big one.
With current GPUs, including the ones in PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro, we have something called DCC, or Delta Color Compression. It's a strategy that reduces the memory bandwidth consumed when the GPU is reading or writing certain data, such as textures or render targets.
And what we've built for future GPUs and SoCs take the idea of data compression much further. We call it universal compression. It's a system that evaluates every piece of data headed to memory, not just textures, and compresses it whenever possible. Only the essential bytes are sent out, which dramatically reduces memory bandwidth usage. That means the GPU can deliver more detail, higher frame rates, and greater efficiency.
Here too, I'm really looking forward to what improvements universal compression will bring, and to what degree the effective bandwidth of the GPU will exceed its paper spec. There's a multitude of benefits from this, including lower power consumption, higher fidelity assets, and perhaps most importantly, the synergies that universal compression has with neural arrays and Radiance Cores as we work to deliver the best possible experiences to gamers. Overall, it's of course still very early days for these technologies. They only exist in simulation right now, but the results are quite promising, and I'm really excited about bringing them to a future console in a few years' time.
We feel the same way, Mark, and we're so excited to bring these innovations to developers across every gaming platform. Because this isn't just about silicon, it's about empowering the creators and communities that make gaming what it is. And we're just getting started. As we continue building with close partners like Sony, everything we're doing is focused on one thing: pushing games forward for all of you. Gaming has always been at the heart of what we do, and it's never meant more than it does right now. We're here for the players, the creators, and the communities that make this industry matter. And everything we're building is for you. Thank you, Mark, so much for taking time to join me here today.
Thank you, Jack.
I mean, three things real quick before I forget. One, NVIDIA better get their shit together. Okay, that's one. After hearing this, AMD is looking like, they're still here for the gamers, which is always gonna be a plus, right? As in NVIDIA, they already said that their focus is AI. That they're not even focused on the gamer anymore. I forgot what was the actual quote that they said about that. So AMD could come in here and take over. Mark Cerny. He always says it, right? He always says, I can't wait to get these into the developers' hands to see what they create and things like that, right? Again, it sounds incredible, but it's always gonna be up to the developers, right? That's what he said with the PS5. Have we seen anything like that's been crazy like that? No, right? The majority of the titles been cross-gen, right? So, poorly optimized, not using the PS5 to its full potential, not using all the features that the DualSense controller has, right? So that's another thing that got me thinking. And the last thing that I'm thinking about is, if I'm not mistaken, this gotta be like the third or fourth time that we have seen Mark Cerny this generation, and we haven't seen Cory Barlog's ass not one time. I mean, I gotta drop a bomb for Mark Cerny, people. I'm at a loss for words, okay? But anyways, I'm not gonna get into all that, okay? We're gonna stick to this right here. That's just what I got out of it. And NVIDIA gotta watch out, because AMD's working with Mark Cerny. I mean, listen, man. That guy, what's his name? The AMD guy. I don't even know his name. But you could clearly see it, bro. This guy is so happy to be working with Mark Cerny. It's not even funny, bro. I don't think he's been this excited ever in his whole career. I know he's learning so much from Mark Cerny. This guy's excited, people. He's excited. Okay? Let me see what y'all saying here, okay? Essentially just better upscaling. Yeah, there you go. DLSS is still better than FSR. Let's see what they do, right? Let's see what they do, because, which I agree, right? I agree to that point. They look like they coming with something new. And like I said, listen, man, he working with Mark Cerny now. You know, so it's looking like they're gonna be bringing something to the table. So DLSS and Nvidia, they gotta watch out, bro. AMD is on their ass. Okay, they on their ass. We could do this on PC already. It's called hardware ray tracing. Yeah, and that's another thing. He said this is still early. It's not gonna be out until a few years. He didn't say a couple, because I'm pretty sure if it would have been a couple, Mark Cerny would have said it. He would have said a couple of years instead of a few years. So this makes me believe that we won't see the PS6 to like at least 2028. I believe 2028 is when they're gonna come out with the PS6. So yeah. It's called hardware ray tracing, which is different from software ray tracing. So this is essentially AMD's 3D cache we already use on PC. Oh, yo, Ruben's crazy. Devs are already using this technology on PC. It's called hardware ray tracing and 3D cache. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my brother Ruben in the building, people. Okay, so there you have it, people. There you have it. But this sounds all right. Look, right? Everything sounds great, right? It sounds great. This is what Mark Cerny is supposed to be doing. This is his job, right? To come out and try to give the gamers, you know, that new technology that's out for the next generation console and things like that. At the end of the day, it's up to the developers to take advantage of that. And I don't think it's fair for these people to be selling us, to try to sell us a new PlayStation 6 when we don't even feel like we've gotten anything from the PlayStation 5. There's people that bought a base PS5. There's people that bought a PS5 Pro. And there's going to be people that are going to buy potentially all three within a matter of an 8-year window. And at that point, it's like, listen, it's whatever, right? Because there are going to be people that's going to do that. And to each their own, right? Like, if that's what you feel like doing, then go ahead and do it. But I'm just talking about PlayStation. For them to be doing something like that without acknowledging the fact that we really haven't gotten anything from them this generation. We haven't gotten it. But again, it's their job to be doing that. But to me, I'm done buying consoles. I'm done. I'm not buying no PS6 because, you know, if it's going to look that great on the PS6, like when that game comes over to the PC, I just can't even imagine what it's going to look like on my PC. So it's like, if I want something better, I could just upgrade the GPU and get to that point, right? So it sounds great, man. If I'm just talking strictly like this, like what we just heard, and the PS6, what they got working for the FSR 4 and all that stuff, it sounds great. You know, it sounds great. And I'm happy. One thing is that I'm happy that AMD is stepping up to the plate. I'm happy that they are, you know, lighting a fire on Nvidia's ass, because they need some competition. Your boy over there, Huang, I forgot his name. Jin, I think is his name. He's too cocky. He's too cocky right now, bro. He needs to come down from that cloud that he's on right now. He's too busy over there chit-chatting with Satya Nadella. You know? So I hope AMD comes through with this, and I hope it's everything that they're mentioning in this, because they need competition. All right. PS6 28, 29. We could see that. I could see that because he did say a few years, but I believe it's 20. If it's not late 27, I believe it's gonna be 2028. Yes. So that's it right there for that, right? There it is. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one, all right? Oh, that's Jack Hyun. I believe it's how you say his name. Okay. Let me see what else I have for y'all here, right? What is this? Oh no, I made a video about this. I don't know why I got this up. More than 60%. Oh, okay. One thing I forgot to mention in that video when I made the video about this is I'm happy owning a PC and a console. Yeah, me too. I'm chilling. I got a good PC and I got the PS5 Pro. I'm not buying another console, bro. I'm chilling right there. The majority of the games that are coming out are going to be cross-gen. They said they're not done with the PS5 generation, so they're going to be cross-generation titles. If PlayStation decides not to go day and day on PC or whatever, and I feel like buying that game on day one on PlayStation like I did with Yote, I have that option. If I want to wait, I could wait. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. I'm chilling. You know? Gift to stop capping, you getting that PS6? Nah. Unless I do what these YouTubers be doing and start a donation for the PS6. That's the only way I'm going to get a PS6. Me with my money, I'm not buying no PS6. Absolutely not. If it's something that I put a donation goal and it gets there and I buy it like to showcase games and this, that, and the third, then I could do it. But me with my money, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm chilling. I don't need it. I don't need it, bro. You know? But yeah, man. Anyways, getting back to this, right? I made the video on this, but I forgot to mention this is why, right? This is a primary reason. Remember all those lives that I did like months ago that I kept telling y'all, you gotta pay attention, right? Imagine PlayStation. Remember the reference I was making, like, oh, they're looking, why y'all telling PlayStation to keep making single player games that are barely selling any copies, and PlayStation's looking across the street. They looking at the new kids on the block, like Marvel Rivals, you know, Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, you know, all these free-to-play, First Descendant. They're looking at all these free-to-play games over there, having a ball. Remember I was making that reference like way back when I brought that article? And I'm telling you, PlayStation want to get over there. They want to cross the street because they trying to get into that party. They sick and tired of this party over here. Because these people yap their mouth, but ain't buying the games. And the people that are actually spending money are across the street. Right? I'm sure a lot of y'all remember that. So, and I spoke about Helldivers 2, right? Helldivers 2 it's a what you call it? It's a gas game, but it's not that type of gas game that PlayStation is looking for. They're looking for one of those titles like that just brings in money. Marvel Rivals, I forgot what was the number that was reported. In the first month, yo, it made a crazy amount of money in the first month of the release. That's the type of gas game that PlayStation is looking for. That's why I kept telling y'all. That's why Jim Ryan and them was like, they went overboard with the 12 plus games, gas games, he went overboard. But I told y'all to look at the message that was behind it. The reason why he got so desperate and started talking about 12 live service games is because of that. You look at this report that just came out. Okay? Look at it. It's right there. Only 4% buy more than one game a month. Only 4% of people are gamers. Okay? I already spoke about this whole article. I'm not going to speak about it again. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. That this is why PlayStation is thirsty for a gas game that they own. It's for that reason. Because they looking at charts like this and they're like, bro, we got to do something because it ain't looking good. So keep that in mind, okay? That's why they keep saying that they're going to keep continuing to push and try to get to that live service. The thing about PlayStation, just to wrap it up, they're looking at the wrong genre of game in order to get into that space. They keep thinking that you need a shooter, a free-to-play shooter to get you in that door. That what PlayStation got to do is get that creativity that they're known for and make another style of genre that's going to be free to play. Use something else, because like you try to do with Concord, they already had games like Overwatch and all that. They're not going to leave that game for this game. It's the same thing. But the difference that they put thousands of hours in that game, for them to leave that behind to come to your shooter, it's not going to work. They got to try different avenues, different type of games, those MMOs, I don't know, bro, something different, bro, that needs to click. So they got to think about that. But anyway, that's why I wanted to bring this up. It was because of that. All right. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one. What is this here? Oh, this is another article that came out, right? That came out. The rumor is that Sony could ditch Western studios and may shift to Japanese developers and traditional stories for exclusives if Ghost of Yotei and Intergalactic fail. Okay? Let me read you this. This is at thatparkplace.com. A source close to Sony tells that Park Place that internal discussions in Japan suggest a major strategic reset could be coming for PlayStation's exclusive lineup. According to our source, both Ghost of Yotei from Sucker Punch and Intergalactic from Naughty Dog are being viewed as last chances for Western developers to land major exclusives under the Sony company's current direction. One source claimed. Another rumor I'm also hearing is that Naughty Dog's Intergalactic and Ghost of Yotei are the last chance for Western developers. If they fail, after that, Sony is going to full focus on Japanese developers and instead go back to traditional stories and characters. They're citing China winning on the gaming market with Genshin Impact, Wukong, and Wuthering Waves as a reason to change. And if you look at this right here, this is what PlayStation needs to look at. Free-to-play games like Genshin Impact, they got to try to do something different. They keep trying to do the same gas game, and it's not going to work. Wuthering Waves, another free-to-play games that if you play it, I don't know if most of y'all played the beta, but bro, that game felt like a real game. Like if it was supposed to be a $60 game, and it's a free-to-play. Unbelievable game, bro. And it's a free-to-play game. That's where PlayStation needs to look at if they're trying to get into that market. So, While that Park Place cannot independently verify these internal discussions, the claim lines up with growing speculation that Sony Japan is regaining control of PlayStation's long-term creative strategy, pushing back against Western studios whose productions have become more expensive and less universally appealing. Excuse me. In recent days, major gaming outlets have been touting Ghost of Yotei as an immediate success story, claiming that the game sold 1.3 copies in its first 24 hours. However, that figure originates from a single unverified tweet by a self-described insider. This is what I was talking about the other day. Account with roughly 9,000 followers. No official statement from Sucker Punch or Sony has confirmed any sales. Okay, so yeah, this is what people was running with these last couple of days. I don't know if y'all been seeing like, oh, it sold 1.3, 1.5 or whatever. It's from this source that they're getting that number. So you think about that, okay? And then fast forward, who was it? Matt Piscatella or Christopher Dring? That Yotei sold is 40% behind Tsushima's initial release at the moment. And when we did the calculation, it came up to like 900,000 or something like that. I'm not sure, but we're going to wait for the official numbers as it pertains to Yotei. But regardless, right? Regardless, this is what I said in the video. 1.3. People are going to come out the woodwork and be like, oh, it's a success, right? There's 85 million consoles out there of PlayStation gamers. 85 million, bro. And yes, the budget was kept to the same as Tsushima's. So it is going to be, it's going to get profit like this off the bat because the budget was so low. But that's not even the point. Like, the point is that you keep the same 1.5 users keep buying the games. It's not growing. You get 1.5 for Astrobot. You get 1.5 for this game, 1.5 for that game. Everything that comes out initially, 1.3, 1.2, 1.5. That's all you get. It's not growing. 85 million consoles. So, to me, I don't call that a huge success. They should be getting more than that. That's why I put in the video, right? Are we done? Are those days behind us where games are selling, 18 million copies and things like that? Like, are those days behind us? So, this is interesting because if they take over, which I think they should take over, because the Western developers have gotten way too cocky, right? Because of the fans. We praise them so much. They feel like they could do whatever they want. Look at Cory Barlog. We haven't even seen Cory Barlog this generation, bro. I'ma keep getting on his neck because until I see this man come out, I'ma keep talking about him. It's crazy to me how we have yet to see Cory Barlog this generation, bro. It's crazy to me. No update on the game, no images of this game that he's working on. Nothing. Japanese the Eastern developers, they got no shame in their game. If they got something to update you on, they'll come out. Yo, we got this update today. We did this, boom. Look at these images. We see you in a few years. Peace. What's so hard about doing that? So, yes, I am happy to see this. They should shift over to the East. So we could get some of these other type of stories being told. So let's wait and see, because this all depends on those numbers, and we're gonna have to wait and see. All right, y'all, let me know how y'all feel about that one. We're gonna keep moving. because we have this here. I'm not gonna read too much into this because this is talking about Ghost of Yotei ads quickly being scaled back by Sony Japan due to collapsing sales. Now, I'm not going to talk about this because we don't know what the sales numbers are. So it'll be all speculation. So I thought about it. I'm like, I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm waiting for the official numbers to come out. That's it. Okay. Let's move on to this here though. Okay. Because this is something really interesting here, right? The Silent Hill F producer saying that the industry won't evolve if big companies with money don't take risks. If these people, like in recent interviews, as even Sony, some of their developers came out and said, I believe it was Sean Layden that said it, you know, that these companies aren't willing to take risks anymore with making games that cost 200 million and things like that. That's why you see them cutting back, like with Ghost of Yotei, putting in the same amount of money they did for Tsushima. With Saros, they putting in the same amount of money they did with Returnal. You know, that's why they're doing these things, right? They're only, if they do come out with a big budget, it'll have to be like a known IP that's gonna sell. They know 100% is gonna sell. Those are the only type of titles we're going to see games with a big budget like that. But this producer thinks that that's a bad idea. And I agree with him. Let's go down to this. This is his statement. Okay. First, you make a release. You make and release a PV. And if it gets a good response, then you actually make the game. This kind of approach might be common nowadays, especially with indies starting from crowdfunding. But for a major publisher to take that approach, when you consider brand damage, it's pretty much impossible. Okay? To begin with, big companies have the money, so they could take proper risks. If you're a salaryman, convince the company. That's just common sense. If inexperienced young staff or new hires are struggling to get their proposals approved and opt for a low risk strategy, I could maybe understand giving them $1 million concessions, right? But at the very least, that's not the path a veteran should choose. Let me repeat. If a big company with money doesn't take risks, there's no way the economy or the industry will keep moving forward. It's about putting your money where your mouth is. My goodness. This is it right here. You see, the thing is that these big companies, like the Western developers, like we just read, they keep fumbling the bag because they always want to do something stupid. Instead of focusing on making a great game, taking risks, taking some of these known franchises. Like I've been calling for a Thundercats game for a long time. And it's like, bro, it's right here. It's right here. There's so many things that these people could do, but the fact of the matter is that the whole, either whether we like it or not, that whole Sweet Baby Inc. situation has been, killing the momentum of these games. They've been killing it. Whether we like it or not, whether we care for that stuff or not, it's being shoved in our faces. So that's why we have a split within the community as well. Because some people say, oh, why are you worrying about that anyways, right? It's still the video game. Don't worry about that. And then you got a split where it's like, we're going to worry about that because you're trying to shove that in my face. You're trying to put that in every single game that you coming out with. So therefore, we have a split community. So instead of getting 1.5 at launch, we could have been getting, 3.5 if we got the whole community to to just like the game. So it's a split thing. The community is split, right? So it goes back to the developers saying that they gotta take a less risk, but I believe that is because of that. You're seeing these flops like Concord, $400 million dollars down the drain. But why is that? You're trying to do the same thing. You're trying to push a game that's already out there to us. You also trying to implement Sweet Baby Inc. with them trash ass characters that you had in that game. Those characters are not appealing. So why put it out there? Why? Because you're trying to implement Sweet Baby Inc. You think you could fool the people, but you can't. When you got a smash in your hands, you know you got to smash. So, they got to continue to take risks, because if they don't, then why keep selling us these PS6s, right? These next generation consoles. Why keep selling us that if you're not going to make games anymore that cost the 200 millions and things like that? The big blockbusters. That's what you're selling me the PS6s for. You're not selling me that to play indie title games. That's the same thing we say about PC gamers. You're not buying no 5090 to be playing these little indie games. You buying a 5090 because you want to experience these high costing games how they were meant to be played, with the ray tracing, with the path ray tracing as close as native 4K resolution as possible. That's what you're paying for. So you're gonna sell me a PS6, but you're also gonna be scaling back on those $250 million budget games. That's what you're telling me. It doesn't add up to me. It don't add up. So I'm glad that he said that. And, we're going to keep it moving. But even at that, you look at the Eastern developers, right? They could make a low budget game feel like you spent $200 million on it. These people, they know what they're doing over there. They're on rotation over there. They work with each other over there. You see it all the time. You hear it. This studio is helping out this studio. Game Science is helping out S Studio with what you call it? Phantom Blade Zero. These are two separate companies. It's not like PlayStation. It's not like Guerrilla is helping Sucker Punch. They're under the same umbrella. They trying to make money, right? The bigger picture is PlayStation got to make more money. That's going to keep the lights on. So let me help them out. Game Science don't got to help S Studio. They don't got to help the developers of Genshin Impact and things like that. But they do it. But anyways, man, I'm going to keep it moving. We're towards the end already, okay? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one here. Sony seems lost sometimes, I swear. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Consumers just want to be open and communicate. 100%. It's simple. It's that simple, bro. It is that simple, bro. Just communicate. That's all you gotta do. Like, bro, that's why I don't like the people that be like, oh, be quiet. You still gonna buy the game, right? You still gonna buy it. So why you talking? You gotta talk. Because these people are not even communicating, but they selling you everything under the sun. Controllers, limited edition plates, every single thing. They just expect you to buy. But I keep telling y'all, like I've been showing y'all here throughout the entire show, everything could change because the power is in your hands. Everything could change. We saw with Call of Duty, everything, all the examples I've been giving you. You could make those changes happen. But the thing is, they know that people are going to buy whatever Sony drops day one, no matter what. No questions asked. They don't care. They're going to be there. The same with Xbox. The same with Nintendo. They're going to be there. So these companies know that. You know what I'm saying? So that's it right there, man. Let's keep moving here, people. Because Ubisoft reportedly canceled a 19th century post-American Civil War era Assassin's Creed game last year. Okay? So this is according to this report coming from Steven Totillo at GameFile. Ubisoft canceled an Assassin's Creed game back in 2024 that would have been set in the 19th century, specifically in a post-American Civil War era setting. Players will have taken the role of a black man who had been enslaved in the American South before the war, now living in the western regions of the country, looking to start a new life. That is until you have been recruited by the Order of Assassins and sent back to the American South to face a growing Templar threat, which would have, according to Totillo's report, seen your character confront the emergence of the KKK. That sounds kind of fire to me. Let me continue here. Totillo report comes from a mix of 5 current and former Ubisoft employees who all spoke under anonymity and who claimed that the game was canceled for 2 main reasons. We're going to get into that right now. The first was Ubisoft deciding it didn't want to go through the same online turmoil it went through over the inclusion of Yasuke in Assassin's Creed's Shadow. The second reason was that Ubisoft management ultimately seemed to believe that releasing an Assassin's Creed game with this setting would have been like stepping on the third rail in the United States with regards to games' political setting. Quote, too political in a country too unstable, to make it short. A source reportedly told GameFile. Another source added, I was terribly disappointed by not surprised, but I believe he's trying to say but. I was terribly disappointed, but not surprised by leadership. They are making more and more decisions to maintain the political status quo and take no stand, no risk, even creative. This goes back to the producer I just read. They're going to stop taking risks because, you know, it's crazy to me. Anyways, let me see what else. This wouldn't have been the first time, okay? In fact, you could agree, okay? It's also worth noting, pointing out for all the backlash Ubisoft received for Yasuke, okay? All right. First, you know, that whole Yasuke thing, you dealing with the East, right? You dealing with the Japanese and things like that. They take their culture very serious. So that's why they got so much backlash for that game. You know, that's how they are. You can't take that away from them. You know what I'm saying? Do I believe this game would have seen that much criticism? I don't think so. Again, you gotta take the risk. You gotta put it out there. But the thing is that the story needs the game and the tone of the game, the tone of the story, it needs to be there. And you could have had something here. Cause this sounds like a game and a story that a lot of people would have been intrigued by. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it would have been some controversies here and there, but it sounds like a dark tone. Like it sounds like it could have been something good. And I would have liked to see what this game would have been, you know, but that, unfortunately, we're not going to see that. Like the one of the developers said, they're taking a no stand, no risk, no creativity. They're going to go with, you know, no risk. They're gonna go with the safe story. Let's do this, this, this. That's it. Put it out there. That's it. So listen, man, it's sad because this is exactly what this guy was talking about right here. Ubisoft just got bought out by Tencent. They got the money. They got the big bucks behind them. So they could have made this game. And this is what this guy was talking about. Put your money where your mouth is. Make the damn game. Take the risk. Take it there. Take it there. That was a point in time in history. Take it there. Let's see the reaction that you get. You got the money. Now, we're not going to see that. And that's why you keep seeing people say we're getting the same games over and over and over. The same stories over and over and over. It's because of that. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. So last but not least, really quick, there's the new, what you call it? The new DLC for Assassin's Creed Mirage offers over 6 hours of gameplay, okay? So there's that right there, just in case some of y'all have this game. You are getting over 6 hours of gameplay, right? So that's it right there, man. That's gonna cover all the topics here, man. Again, we'll stick around for a couple more minutes, just in case, you know, there's any questions, comments, and concerns and things like that. Anything y'all want to speak on any other topics here, y'all let me know, people. Let me know, people. Let me go find some trailers to play in the background, and we with it. Oh, snap. Okay. All right, people. Let's get it. Hold on a second. What's this? All right, let's get it popping, people. Gonna spend a couple minutes with y'all, man. Let's get it, people. I've seen Yote on buses everywhere when I go to work. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna wait and see what the sales numbers are. I hope it's successful, bro. Cause bro, the game is fire. You know, and games that are fire like that, you know, I would hope that they become, you know, successful. Because they deserve it. It's fire. PS6 isn't getting anywhere near native 4K. Exactly. With path tracing. Exactly. I know. That's very hard to achieve. And this is why I praised DICE with the whole Battlefield, with the whole and why I praised the Series S, right? Because it made them work and fast forward on PlayStation and Xboxes. You now gonna get this game native 4K 60 frames because of that, bro. You know? So it speaks to what I said earlier. Mark Cerny is here to deliver the hardware for you, but it's always going to be up to the developers to use it. You know what I'm saying? And up until that point, they haven't been using it. Um, it would have been Django Unchained fire. Oh yeah, exactly, that, yo. That would have been fire, bro. But now we're not gonna get that because these people don't want to be they don't want to take the risk. They don't want to take the risk. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate, you know? Let me see if there's any other breaking news out there right now. Hold on, let me see. I will be streaming Battlefield 6 tomorrow, by the way. Oh yeah, the Metacritic did come out for Battlefield 6. I forgot. I forgot to show y'all. Let me see here. So it's sitting at an 84. With 44 critic reviews. Which I'm assuming they are reviewing the campaign. Let me see. The game campaigns, every battle. The game stands tall in the return. Oh, they pretty much reviewing the whole game. Campaign and multiplayer. It's whatever. But yeah, they got a 80. 84. 84. They're saying the campaign is mid. Let's see. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it tomorrow. Oh yeah, Fortnite, bro. Fortnite. Now that I'm looking at Jason on the screen, they got the Nightmare DLC coming to Fortnite. What is this? Let me see. Hold up. What I wanted to show you. Is this Call of Duty, bro? That's correct. Survive the Hunt. Yeah, I saw Verdansk. So it's Call of Duty. The Haunting. Wait. Let me show y'all the Fortnite joint. Is it this one? I believe it's this one. Fortnite going crazy out here, bro. Fortnite going crazy out here, bro. Bro, that's crazy, Brian. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, they got Wednesday in it and everything, bro. Fortnite is out here going crazy, bro. That looks fire, though, too. I'm not gonna lie. That looks fire. That looks fire, bro. How about just make a standalone Predator game instead? That'll be fire. That'll definitely be fire. I'm not playing nothing else until I beat Yote. Nah, I'm a stream Battlefield tomorrow. You know, it'll kind of be my little break away from Yote a little, and then Yote is my single player game. Battlefield is gonna be my multiplayer. I might take a small break from gaming after, not gonna lie. Yeah, definitely, bro. Like, it's crazy the amount of hours that's going into this game. You know? But yeah. Fortnite is going crazy, bro. Crazy out here. Let me see. Arc Raiders just announced how wiping will work since it is an extraction shooter after all. No automatic server wipes. I don't know what that means. Did not want to disrespect a player's time investment. Wipes work as a prestige type system. Oh. So they're saying that because I believe, remember Marathon? They said that they have a wiping system. So after each after each season, they did say that. I forgot about that. Your all the equipment you got, your inventory is gonna be wiped out. I forgot about that. Okay, so this is what they're talking about for Arc Raiders. So, no automatic server wipes. Did not want to disrespect a player's time investment. So that's good. Marathon, they gotta fix that. Cause that's something else that they spoke to them about. It's like, bro, you gonna make me work for all this only for after the season is done, you're gonna wipe it out. After maxing your level, you can voluntarily reset your character's progression for a fresh start. Skills, loot, etc. So you see, I like that. You voluntarily, you choose. Achievements, cosmetics, rankings, awards, etc. will be kept. Resetting will give you exclusive cosmetics, permanent account unlocks, and other forms of bragging rights. Okay? Reset rewards will change every 8 weeks, called expedition projects. So this system gives hardcore players a way to keep their experience fresh, rewards time investment, and lets casual players progress at their own pace. So this seems like a fantastic way to handle it. Yet another common embark W. 1 week until the server slam. So that goes, okay? So that sounds like great news right there. That's how you make a game. That's how you make a game right there. I like that. Let me see here. Hmm. Hmm. What's this? I'm just trying to see if there's anything else out there before we wrap up. Um, I don't think there's anything else. I think that's it. Yeah, IGN gave Battlefield 6 a 5, by the way. Minecraft 2 is officially in the works. I expect to be in theaters in 2027. Oh, Absolum came out. It got an 86 Metacritic. I forgot about that game too. So many games, yo. And I think that's gonna be it. Um, yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I don't see anything else. All right. Yeah, that's a W for Embark, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. IGN gave Dragon Age: The Veilguard a 9. They're giving Battlefield 6 a 5. Check Discord. Hold up. Oh yeah, I seen this, Mike. I seen this right here. The ZeniMax jump off. They launching an employee-owned Sackbird Studios in the wake of Microsoft layoffs. Yeah, I seen this. We gonna see what they do. We gotta see what they do. It's gonna be a new studio, right? So let's wait and see what they cook up. But yeah, I seen that, my brother. Yeah, man. But anyways, we're gonna get up out of here, man. We're gonna get up out of here. I appreciate everybody who pulled up today, man. Hopefully I found some enjoyment here, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody who smashed the like button for your boy. I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what happens. So tomorrow, I believe, I don't know what time, but I should be streaming a little bit of Battlefield 6 tomorrow. All right, so y'all stay tuned for that, people. All right, so with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody who pulled up, man. Those of y'all who kept the chat alive, I appreciate y'all, man. Real talk, you know what I'm saying? That being said, people, it is your boy, the gifted one here. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.